Hello, my loves, and welcome back to Can't Stop Talking podcast. I have a hair appointment so freaking soon, so this is going to be a really quick podcast episode, but it's going to be an impactful one. So today we are going to be talking about success stories, specifically manifestation success stories from being present. And you're like, what? What are you talking about? Let me explain. A couple months ago, I went to a Pilates class, and during the Pilates class, I realized that my mind was everywhere else. I was thinking about what I was going to eat for dinner. I was thinking about what piece of content to post tomorrow. I was thinking about, my affirmations. I was thinking about what I was going to manifest. I was doomsdaying into the future. I was thinking about all these things. I was fighting with people in my head. And then finally, the instructor was like, all right, the class is over. And I was like, wait a second. I was just autopilot this whole class. I was in my head instead of in my body. I wasn't present for any of it. And I came out of that class and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to learn a new way to live my life, to manifest, because this is not okay. And I said to the universe, as I always do, I was like, universe, please find me a better way to manifest, a way that I can teach my membership clients, a way that I can teach everyone in my life that it's a lifestyle and not something that I feel like I'm constantly on this hamster wheel. And the universe delivered like it always does. And I started seeing videos on my feed of presence over and over again, people being present, how to be present, presence. And I knew immediately that that was the universe telling me this is what you need to do. So what did I do? I listened, as always. I stayed present for 1 week. I got out of my head into my body and I made that my default. What happened next shocked the living daylight out of me. I was like, oh my God. First, I felt like a little kid again. I would go on my walks and I wasn't glued to my phone. I was actually looking at the flowers and I was feeling the breeze on my skin and it felt like I was living for the first time. I was like, where have I been? And then from there, all my manifestations started coming in. Insane. I signed a $10,000 client. People started joining the membership without me even trying. I was doing my taxes that week, which I hate doing my taxes, but for some reason it felt fun because I was so present in my life. And I found 2 accounts that I had no idea that I had with so much money in it. I went to look at my stocks. They're at an all-time high. I was on a walk and I got asked out on a date. And of course, I got every single freaking parking spot that I could imagine. It felt like my life was literally like I was driving and it was like all green lights. Like that's what it literally felt like. And I was like, oh my God, this is the key to everything. This is the key to manifestation. This is the key to life, right? Because life already started. It's just our job to realize that we're living it right now, not when we hit a goal, but right now we can be in the present moment. And so what I realized is the present moment is actually the end state of everything that you want. Think about this. Why do you want anything? Why do you want, for example, financial freedom or to have a really thriving business or to, climb the corporate ladder? It's so that you can have that financial freedom so that you can finally go on vacation and relax, so that you can finally be content. You can finally be present and at peace. Why do you want the relationship, right? You want the relationship so that when you're with that person, you can finally be present, bask in the moment, be there with them, be content, right? Why do you want to lose the last 20 pounds? So that you can feel good about yourself, so that you can stop chasing diet after diet, so that you could relax and be content and be in the present moment. The present moment is the end state of every single thing that you want. And the best part about being in the present moment is that you actually start living your life again instead of waiting and waiting and waiting for something to happen. You live your life and then your manifestations come to you. And I'll make a whole nother podcast episode in the future about how literally being present gets rid of every single manifesting mistake that we make. It's the common denominator of how to be the best, most incredible manifester ever. Like, I just want to shout this to the whole world. I am obsessed. Like, truly, truly, truly. I feel like Oprah, when she was like, you get a car. I'm like, you get presents, you get presents, you get presents. So anyways, enough about me. That's all the incredible things that started manifesting. It felt like I went from being stuck to like in receiving mode. And that's exactly how I see being present. And so I taught this to my clients and crazy stuff started happening. So let's read off these success stories that I literally screenshot for you guys. So first isn't a success story, but one of my clients said, "You are changing my entire manifesting game like no one did before." And I literally love that so much. So I was at dinner with one of my clients, my past client, and she had 1,000 people into her masterclass. And she was like, I had 1,000 people into my free masterclass, and we were celebrating at that dinner, but she was like, no one signed up yet. And she was like, I have to go home. I have to do more. I have to go live. I have to post more content. I have to send more emails because no one's, signed up. Like, I need to do more. And I was like, hold on. All you need to do is go home and be present. And she was like, what? And I was like, listen, it's not something, that I'm going to explain. It's going to be something that you have to do for yourself. So she goes home, and obviously she didn't believe me. Like, who would? That sounds insane. And she went home. I taught her exactly how to be present because a lot of people think they're being present and they're not being present at all. And so she went home and she messaged me and she was like, you're never going to believe this. I just got an email of a girl who wants to join my program and might even do the higher tier for $5,000. Just me sitting here scrolling TikTok for 10 minutes before I go watch TV, being present. It's working. She literally went home, was present, and now this is confirmed because this was weeks ago. She signed that client as a one-on-one client. $5,000. Literally 20 minutes after I told her how to be present. This is the magic. And then another client said, P.S. I've manifested not one, but 2 media trips lately, including my first ever international one to Australia next month. Oh my gosh. And then that same client from dinner who I taught how to be present, she then got a 3K client from the easiest sales call and 3 new inquiries. And then another one, yes, dude, I had a huge breakthrough yesterday. I wrote that from my heart, being present, and woke up to 10 DMs of women wanting the replay. So this client this client sat down, made content from being present out of her head, in her body, made content from being present, and had 10 women DM her. Guys, this shit is magical and I'm obsessed. And another client said, oh my God, dude, I feel like $1 million. I'm going to go shower and be present on the couch. I'm addicted. I drive home present too, and I feel so grounded. That same client who signed a $5,000 client and then she signed a $3,000 client, she then a week later called me because she fell out of being present. And it's something that you really have to practice. That's why I made a whole course on this. It's in the membership. I'm also going to sell it separately soon as well. And so once I do that, I'll put the links below. So if you're watching this, it might already be sold separately. It's going to be, a really reasonable price for you guys because I want everyone to freaking learn this, even though the course is the best thing I've ever freaking created. But I just want to give it to you guys. So it'll be down below. So this client, the one who made $8,000, she came back to me. She was like, I forgot how to be present. And I was like, I got you. And then after that, 24 hours later, she said she made $11,000. She said she spent $25,000 on somatic therapy and only made $3,600. After 1 hour with you, I made $11,000 in less than 24 hours. Seriously, the way you caught what was keeping my body in anxiety and shifted it by just your coaching was a game changer. And now I feel like I have a way to get back to the calm state in seconds versus having to go on a walk or use breath work that takes hours. That makes me so happy. All right, another client woke up, did my affirmations and EFT, checked my phone, in another order. I never knew how much I could love being present. Haha. It's addicting. I'm so happy. Okay, another client wrote, so this actually wasn't a client. This is someone who was watching my TikTok videos, and they commented and they said, this is true. I was in present moment all last week and my sales doubled. It is so life changing. It literally is. Another one, time for success story. I re-listened to the entire present course, and what happened is that I got an unexpected bill for a car repair due next week of £960. My boyfriend's rent was due this week, £640, and it's usually paid by a government help I receive that's always the same exact amount. But for some reason, I didn't receive it. And I had to pay with my savings that was kept for car bill, and no money was left then. I stayed present. I declared the universe protect me. It will arrive on time. When I felt anxious, I shifted to trust and present, that there is still time. This morning, the money arrived and an extra $340 because they said I was supposed to get more last month. And for some technical issues, it didn't happen. So now all is paid and I will have extra to save. I'm obsessed. A technical problem. Like, this is why I love manifestation. Like, you could have never guessed that. But the universe just delivers stuff in the most incredible, amazing freaking ways. Okay, another one. I need to go back and re-listen to all of these because I don't feel I was present while listening to the course. However, this week has been truly incredible. I do feel I am trying to be more present in every moment, especially with my kids. It has brought me a lot of peace. My wholesale business has done more this week than it has all month. Also, I got a large payout in child support that I did not know is coming. That is technically mine and will help tremendously. I haven't gotten child support in a long time, but why do I feel guilty? Oh, that was a question that she had for me. Why do I feel guilty having to have my ex-husband have to pay me for that? I let her know there's no fucking reason to feel guilty, my love, because that's coming from the universe, not your ex-husband. Woo! He is just the vessel to get it to you. And that was a client from my membership. So this is my favorite one. My client wrote, "Thank you. You won't believe my boyfriend canceled the travel because the doctor said the tumor started to decrease and won't proceed surgery right now." Like, what? I kept assuming all always works out. Your advice about the present moment is literally cutting all my fears of future case scenarios within seconds, and my mind won't even argue. I have never been so present in my life. Truly, you create magic. So basically, her boyfriend's mom had a tumor that she was going to have to get surgery for, and she literally messaged and said that the doctor said the tumor started to decrease and won't proceed surgery right away. So presence is literally helping decrease a tumor. Presence plus manifestation. I'm freaking obsessed. And so that is the success stories for today. I have a hair appointment to get to. I'm sorry that I'm so bad at reading. Guys, I'm so dyslexic. It's so hard for me to read these out loud, but we made it through. And I am going to declare that you guys are obsessed with this podcast episode because I just want to share a little secret with you guys. Last week, I recorded my podcast episode and I got off it and I was like, what the fuck did I just record? Like, what was that? And I want you guys to know I've been an entrepreneur for a while, but I still get those feelings of like, what did I just record? But on the podcast episode, I decided my reality. I said, you guys are going to love this podcast episode. And that's what I'm deciding here too. And guess what? Not even like 10 minutes after posting it, I got a message from my client. It's in here. And she said, wait, also, I love how I was so obsessed with this episode before I even listened to it. And then at the very end, you said you were manifesting it being impactful, people loving it. So it does not matter what action you take. It doesn't matter if you feel like you just recorded the worst podcast in the world. It is about the energy that you infuse with it. Decide that everyone's going to love this. Decide that this is the best episode ever. That's what I'm deciding for this. And just remember, being present will solve all of your freaking manifestation problems. If you need help with that, my loves, then join my membership. The course is included. Soon you can also get the course without joining the membership. Either way, they're both life-changing. And yeah, I just can't wait for you guys to experience this peace, this serenity, and these amazing manifestations that start chasing you instead of you having to chase your manifestation. So I love you all so much. And I hope you have the best Thanksgiving ever. And remember to be so thankful. Mwah.